Good afternoon. It is May 9th. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. This is the Common Sense Podcast. And today we're asking, are the Republicans in the Republican Party, are they in a cult? Let's find out. Alright, yep. Yes, are they in a cult? That is the major question. Because the things they're displaying are really, really absurd. They're making bills that are counterproductive. Listen to this clip.
I want to start with the last one first. It is definitely going to make it harder for people to vote. And one of the things that's the most frustrating things about this piece of legislation is that the legislators pushing it have stopped even pretending that it's about trying to fix what happened in the 2020 elections.
Yeah, they just outright just trying to take power. That's all they're trying to do. It's nothing about fixing the election. It's about seizing power. I just don't understand why people with power are afraid to lose power. And I just don't understand why is that. You have your Joe Manchins and your cinemas who just they corporately bought. I don't understand why they go ahead and they take that. I understand you have lobbyists and stuff like that, but they just don't work for the people. Alright, so we'll be right back after this commercial break. And we're back from commercial break. Joe Manchin. Is he naive or stupid or power mad hungry since the Senate is 50-50? I don't know, but listen to this clip and we'll talk about it afterward.
In all due respect to your party, I don't think you guys play power politics as well as the other side. And I think that if you were to get rid of the filibuster, McConnell would use it against you guys when he gets back in power, and it's only a matter of time, in a way that you never even thought of using it. So I hear you on that.
Well, he could use it already.
But I'm just saying, Senator, right now you have infrastructure, you have needs for families, you have a lot of gross deficits that you're dealing with. There's a chance that you get none of it passed. Forget about, background checks or anything like that.
Let's see what we've done already, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Look what we've done. $1.9 trillion. Look what we did last year in all bipartisan way. Look what we've done this year. We didn't do it with a bipartisan way, but we did it because it needed to be done with the pandemic that we had. We did it at 1.9 trillion.
But you didn't do it bipartisan.
No, we had a process of bipartisanship to a certain extent.
But then there were no votes.
Would have been more. But there wasn't. But there was one. Well, we didn't try. We had some votes as far as in the.
But they went through the reconciliation process, Senator, as you know. You went through reconciliation because they weren't going to work with you on it.
Yeah, I just think Joe Manchin's an idiot. Straight idiot. Or being paid by the lobbyists because he already owns, he has stock in hotels. So he's against minimum wage. He's against people of his own state. And there is bipartisanship between the voters, but not bipartisanship through Congress. And I just don't understand why they voted for him. Just because he's a Democrat, he doesn't have to vote for a Democrat. Just go ahead and vote for whoever aligns with your needs. And this dude does not, and I mean does not, align with anyone of the people. He's a corporate stooge, corporate lackey, I guess. I don't understand why he's still in office and he holds the deciding vote. And we'll be back after this. And we're back. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, Google, maybe Spotify. We are available on SoundCloud. Next topic, Keisha Lance Bottom is not rerunning election for mayor. Is that good or bad? I think it could be good as long as they have someone replaceable that does a good job in Georgia. She can run for Senate. She can run for governor. She can also run for House Representative and also Secretary of State. But where does that leave Nobel Peace Prize nominee Stacey Abrams? Oh, they can team up. One could be governor, one can be lieutenant governor. Who knows? She's not going again for the mayor of Atlanta. I think she's going to run for governor, and either her or Stacey Abrams will be a good pick. And we'll see when that comes up. On to our next topic. Biden is in favor for waiving the patent for vaccine. I think is a good idea. This will help us globally, and it's a global pandemic, so why not? Let's go ahead and help everybody out, and then reap the benefits. Next topic. Florida has signed into law voter restrictions. Will the poor people of the Anglo Saxon suffer? I think yes. Because a lot of people in Florida don't characterize themselves as Latino or Latinx. A lot of white Latinos who take the privilege of being white because they don't speak Spanish. Spanish is not their first language because the next generation. So yes, the Anglo-Saxons will suffer. I think this is a bad law, and I hope Senate and expand voter rights in their For the People Act. Hope that passes real soon. Our next topic, Governor Kemp. Our buddy Governor Kemp signed into law that student athletes can make money, but the school can take up to 75% and redistribute to all students after they leave school. So why are they taking the people money? Another form of a monopoly. How come the football players they can license their likeness, get $4 to $5 million, and only walk away with what? 1.5, and still gotta pay taxes on top of that. This will hurt with recruiting. Next topic. Dekalb County is getting free IDs for those who need ID for voting. Yes, this is a good. I'm talking about a great move by Dekalb, because everybody think it's about voter IDs. Nope. That law is against all people of color and poor people. Let's see what it is. Poor people. We got to get that thing moved. We got to pass the For the People Act, and then we're good to go. Liz Cheney will be the sacrificial lamb that will lose her position due to election law. Yes, they are moving heavy to get her out of office. When you speak up, man, it's just crazy. I don't understand why, when you speak the truth, people believe the lie more better. I just don't understand it. Yes, she will lose her position. She won't lose money or anything like that. She just lose her position. And the other chick that's trying to vouch for a job all day, it's a cult-like behavior, man. Survival of the fittest. The election fraud conspiracy. Arizona just did an audit that wasted money. Just straight wasted taxpayer money to do an audit of, hey, what are we doing? Yeah, it went Democrat. It will go Democrat because guess what? Data shows that the electorate is getting younger, more tolerant, more mixed. Anglo Saxons will not be the dominant population in the next, I'd say, 5 to 10 years, and they just wasted money. And let's take a commercial break. And we are back again. Follow, subscribe, Google, SoundCloud, rate, review. Let's get this podcast going. And for one of our main stories tonight, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yes, that crazy woman who got in the Senate. I don't know how. The House. I don't know how she got in. And she just wants the calling for the impeachment of Joe Biden. Listen to this clip.
Do you all think that Joe Biden should be impeached? Yeah, I think so too. As a matter of fact, I introduced articles to impeach Joe Biden. And I really don't care if Republicans are in the minority. I think we still need to work to impeach Joe Biden. And you do too. You see, Joe Biden has a certain weakness in his name as Hunter Biden. And Hunter Biden has a certain affinity with doing business in Ukraine and China. Yeah, and I think that's a little problem for the President of the United States, and it's a bigger problem for the American people. Because the Democrats impeached President Trump over a perfect phone call, by the way. So, I don't think that's the way that it works. And I think accountability is important. After all, the American people, all of you and all of me, all my life, we've had to be accountable, right? Nobody just lets us off the hook because we're friends with all the right people. Isn't that so? No. And the American people deserve to see our leaders who are paid with our tax dollars held accountable for doing wrong to the American people.
All right, let's get this shit started. She said accountability. That is a joke because number 45 steals from people. He's never been held accountable. He's a rich kid. And they will never ever, well, right now they might be, but he is the poster child for getting over quick, robbing from poor people to give it to himself. She says indict Joe Biden. That's the most asinine thing I've ever heard. And I guess because she thinks that her status with, Trump, she's riding his coattails, and I guess they want to get back because he got impeached twice. If the Republican Party was not, I know it's Mother's Day, you're not supposed to call people stupid, but they are stupid, uneducated, that you see that someone is enhancing his rich friends. Come on, man. Stealing from the poorest of the poor people. Gotta be kidding me. I just don't understand. I was going to talk about Matt Gaetz, but he's a loser also. he was at this event with her talking about AOC, and he's a wanted man. Yes, you are wanted because you're a scumbag. I don't care if you had sex with a 17 or 18-year-old, you're still a scumbag. Your rich daddy got you out of tickets before, I'm not going to do it this time. Okay, moving on to our last subject. Our last subject is the purity of the ballot box. White primaries. Texas law that they're trying to sign into law is a throwback to Jim Crow, Reconstruction, post-slavery. The clip I'm about to show you this is why we have to improve our educational system, because the Republican who wrote the bill, he looks like he's no more than maybe 30, 35. And just listen. You'll see what I'm talking about.
You chose a peculiar term in drafting this bill, and you talked about preserving the purity of the ballot box. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's a quotation from the Texas Constitution. It would be Article 6, Section 4.
Right. And are you aware of the history behind that provision of the Constitution?
I'm not.
What was your motivation for using that term purity at the ballot box? Because that's a specific set of words that has a lot of meaning in state history.
Well,
what was your intention?
I'm going to answer for you. You know, you may have figured it out by now. I really like the state constitution, and I think as a legislative body, just as Congress should, they should be looking for their authority from their charter, from the thing that gives them power. And so when we're looking at what authorizes us, right, the sovereign people of the state of Texas who delegated their authority through the Constitution, we then should look to the Constitution and say, what gives us authority to do anything on this issue? And that's the provision that does that. And so that would be why.
Did you look at the history before using that word?
No. The only thing, if we were to have a discussion, maybe over some coffee or drink something, I could go into the details of Article 1 really well. I've read the debates and the journals of the Convention of 1870.
Pause for 1 second. And everyone in the shot, they're all white.
On that for that thing, but I'm not familiar with the one.
You may have missed it then, and this would have been very obvious, I think, to anybody who looked at that language. And that provision was drafted specifically to disenfranchise black people, black voters, in fact, following the Civil War. Did you know that?
No, I'm sorry to hear that.
And are you familiar with white primaries?
We've heard and read of such thing.
Have you read about those?
It's a disgusting thing, yes.
Did you realize that purity of the ballot box language in the Texas Constitution gave rise to all white primaries?
No, I didn't.
And did you know that this purity at the ballot box justification was also used during the Jim Crow era to prevent black people from voting?
No, those are troubling things. I didn't know that was their
Did you know that in states across the country that penal disenfranchisement schemes were put in place, including in Texas, as far back as 1845, to effectively lock African American people out of the political process? Are you aware of this history?
You know, I think we said a few times that I wasn't aware of any kind of malicious intent use of that term.
Okay.
And the reason it was used is I looked at the Constitution because I believe our authority is derived from the people, and that's why.
Gentleman's time's expired.
Yes, the gentleman's time has expired. This is what I don't understand. We have to do our research. And if we don't do our research, they're going to try to hold us down again. All these laws are going back to Jim Crow. Jim Crow is not that far removed. 1940, 1950. Less than 50 years. Reach one, teach one, man. Let's do our part to give us the power to a pandemic to give access to all people. I mean all people to vote. And you see what happened. Let's let's keep this going. Let's keep the fight up. Like I say, I'm an independent. I'm a registered independent, and I rock with the Democrats because they rock with the people. Republicans are not rocking with us. If you can give me a Republican that can rock with us, I'll rock with them, but we don't. And again, subscribe, follow, rate, review. Any comments, you can send an email to thepineapplespot@gmail.com. See you next time. And right now, we're out.